And welcome back to Scatterbrook Farm. My name is Eddie and this is my vlog, and today is September the 10th and it has dried out enough for us to get the harvest back on. So we're hooking up the Brohan trailer right now, and we're going to head out to the field. It's been a dry few days since the last vlog I did. Everything has dried out nicely. All of our crops are ready. And nicely, we have a few days sunshine as well. So we should get most of our crops done in the next few days. Let's get this closed. There we go. And then we can get at this cover. So let's get this opened. There we go. Get one and get that one. There we are. And that's got our cover open on that. And now, yeah, we can head up to the field and get started. We're going to start on the canola today. We've got a field full of sunflowers ready to go on field 38, as you can see there. Field 18 is a field full of barley as well, I think. It's either wheat or barley. I can't remember which we planted in there in the end. But that needs doing as well. It is only field 37 that is left that needs doing the that we gonna be doing sort of late September, I think. So yeah, next week or so we're gonna get most of our crops done on the farm. I'm gonna get this up past the combine here and just park it on the slope a little bit higher. We'll probably get it a little bit more level later. For now though, I'm gonna leave it in gear and put on the handbrake. There we go. And that should be good enough there. Don't really want to empty it on that much of a slope, but at the moment I've not really got anywhere else I can do it. So we'll jump into the combine and should start her up. And she's sounding nice. I did some tests and I came up here and greased her and everything earlier, so that we'd be ready as soon as the moisture in the crop dropped enough. I knew I'd be ready to go. So let's start it up, get the thresher going. This handbrake and away we go. Right, and down, down and in. And into the canola. So I'm hoping for a good field of canola here. It should be a good yield. This was fully fertilized and had and we've got no weeds in it. And yeah, it should be a good field of canola. This, if we do get a good crop off here, this is really going to help the farm. It gives us a little bit of pig feed that we can put it towards, but the rest of it, the remainder, we'll be able to sell off come winter time when the price is best for this crop, and be able to make a little bit extra money from it too, and help the farm to grow and increase with any luck. We need to look at, as I said, we're going to look at expanding the yard a bit and working on the yard. We're going to do some concreting. We're going to add probably another barn or two in. Maybe make that the area where the Eurotunnel is. We're going to probably put a more permanent hay barn down there. That's not quite as big as that, because that Eurotunnel is a temporary structure that we put up, but it's bigger than we need, really. We've only got our field over there, over the other side of the road there. And we should really go and check that while we're here. I'm just going to stop the combine there. And we can... This is a nice, easy bit. Hop over the barbed wire and just check. Yeah, it's a field of wheat, this. So, yeah. We put some springtime wheat in there. Didn't quite come ready before the harvest. So we've got a little bit of wheat in here. I thought we'd handled the weeds in this field, but maybe not. Maybe we missed a couple of bits. Either way, fairly decent yield coming off here at the moment. I think we're going to end up with a full tank after a couple of go-rounds the headland, maybe. We're about 26% full right now. And yeah, it's a decent amount we should get off here, which is always good. I'm always happy when I get a decent amount. We've got it's quite tall as well. I've got the comb raised as high as I can raise it at the moment, and it's yeah, it's I can see it hitting the center of it a little bit, which is not great because we don't want to hit the center of the we don't want to hit the crop with the center of the comb, because if we're doing that, we're going to knock some of the crop out prematurely, and that is not good for us. 39%. Okay, so it might be all 3 headlands we get in here. Possibly. So we'll see how that goes. Our trailer should hold pretty much most of this field, I think. We'll see how we go. But yeah, about 42. We're 42%. So I think we might empty after the first headland. The idea behind that being, although we'll be just over 80% full, but that means that we'll get about halfway back around the field on the third headland, have to run across the field, grab the tractor and trailer, drive it all the way over there and everything. Instead, much better idea for us to keep where we are. Keep the tractor and trailer where it is, or maybe as I said before, move it onto so it's going across the slope rather than up the slope. But just position it so that we can probably empty going into the third headland, and that means that we're just in a better position with this. We're able to. We're not then having to run around the field all the time, which is something we don't want to be doing. We don't want to be running across the field, wasting time running between equipment. You actually see out the window down there that Jeytav. That is a quite big structure down there between those buildings. I've got the bits in the way at the moment, but we'll turn and have a look in a moment. But it's quite a big structure. You can see down in the yard now. That will hold an awful lot of bales. It's going to be a good structure for us, certainly for now. But I think we're going to just extend the farmyard out that way a little bit. The shed we've got is a good shed, but there's not much area in front of it. We do need a little bit more breeding space around the farm. I think 75% full. Okay. We're not going to make it. We're certainly not going to make it around the field again. So what I'm going to do is just going to back this up. We'll cut in a little bit here. And then that allows us to go and get the tractor. Like so. Alright, and reverse it up. We'll just pull this alongside, and then we can dump into the trailer before we go and do a third headland. This 6810 has been a really great little tractor for us. We have got that 6R that we've now means that we're doing slightly less with this, but this is still a great carting tractor. This 6810. Right, I'll do that and turn the engine off. And out with the auger, and we should see it there. There we go. And then we can just dump in that, and that will then be in a good position. Probably do 2 more headlands and empty that way as well. There we go. So away we go. So that's good. This is a good amount we get off here. So we get about a tank and a half from doing the headlands, doing 4 headlands. Do 4 headlands with this because this is not the widest of cutters, and as a result we are, or the not widest of headers. So as a result we need to give ourselves plenty of turning space, and 4 headlands should give us that. It's this is not the biggest combine, but it's compared to the Fiat that we had a year or so ago, it's working quite well. It's got a similar sized tank, and and is working pretty brilliantly. We do have a we also easier to get parts here. As I said a few times before, we've got a John Deere dealer here in Shamrock Valley, and it's so getting parts and things for Deeres is easier than it is for the Fiats. It used to be, years ago, it used to be a Fiat dealer, which is why this farm came with a Fiat. Well, both the Fiat Combine and the 11080 that we've still got. Those were both bought from the local dealer. But a few years ago, the dealership turned. Well, I think it was roughly when Fiats became New Hollands. The dealership switched to being a John Deere dealership, and now you see more Deere down in the valley here than you do anything else. The farm up the top of the valley, that one is a John Deere based farm. We are swiftly becoming one, as you can see, and in fact we pretty much are now. The only tractor we have is the old Fiat. That isn't a John Deere. Otherwise, our combine is now a John Deere. Our main karting tractor is a Deere. Our main work tractor is a John Deere on here now. So it's we pretty much made the switch. Heck, even our utility vehicle, our ATV, is a John Deere Gator. So it's we've kind of become reliant on them. At this point, and they're functioning for us well. They're doing well, and actually in Ireland, who can go better than green, really? So it's a good setup for us here. This is going to be our last headland that we do, and should serve us well. There we go. Like so. There we are. 50% full. I am going to I'm going to be pretty happy with this field, I think. We've got quite a lot of crop off here so far. What we're it's a decent amount. It's about I reckon we've probably got about 6,000 litres off here by the looks of things, at least so far. If that keeps up, that's good. Our trailer can take about 18 to 22,000 litres. So we're easily going to fit this field, I think, in that trailer, which is not too bad at all. Not bad at all. If we can expand the farm this year and grab another field, that would be great. I would be very happy with that. Because as it stands at the moment, the farm is could do with a bit of expansion. I mean, we've expanded over the last 2 years. I mean, you guys have seen over time exactly how much we've expanded on the farm. Yeah, we're 68% full this time, but I want to empty out before I cut in. It's always good to keep the tank slightly emptier than having to run around all the time. Oh, there we go. And that's that done. So back that off and clear that. And we can start cutting into our crop. Should go pretty well. So we can see the line at which the field has been planted. So I want to try and line my combine up to that before we start. That looks pretty good, so we'll head across like that. And sort of, I've got a rough way to aim. I should probably have aimed for the tree, but this will do. This should keep us going. Just trying to see if I can see anything, but no, there's not an easy thing to mark against at the moment. So I've got a rough idea based on where on the hedgerow things are. And kind of there's a bush sort of straight in front of me that I'm heading for at the moment. So if I can keep on line with that, hopefully that is a nice straight run through this crop. We'll turn around and we'll see how good it's been. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That has That has run a good cut in there. 14% from that cut in gives us a rough idea of how many rows we're going to have to get before we unload. So we'll just we'll keep at it and keep going. I'd say it's 14. I'm thinking we're going to be 2 rows is going to be just shy of 30. So 6 rows is going to be just shy of 90. I think we're going to end up cutting about 7 rows before we have to empty the combine, which is not bad. It looks like we've got a pretty good cut in for that as well. So yeah, that will work well for us. We're on our 6th row now, and it's looking like that was a little bit conservative on that estimate. I think we're actually going to end up doing 8 rows in order to fill. So 1 more up, 1 more back, possibly even just filling in this little section that's behind us there to the right, because that is going to be shorter. So I think we're going to clear that up. Which is good. We got a good amount going through here. I think we're not going to end up with a full trailer off this field, certainly. And that is one of the things. That is one of the reasons why I'm looking to expand the farm a bit further, because we do have this whole thing of we don't get a huge amount of crops off here. I mean, the more money we make, more money off our pigs than anything else on the farm every year. And a lot of this goes into pig feed, because this all mixes quite well for pig feed. So that is kind of where we go more than anything else. There we go. That is 7, and we are 81%. So it was a little bit lower than I was expecting, but still not too bad. We're gonna finish. I'm gonna get this bit down here cleaned, because otherwise the top end of this field is not going to be too much, but it is running quite smoothly around here, and yeah, doing us some good time. We are going to have to fill this combine with some fuel soon. I think I need to get a fuel bowser. Very much need to get a fuel bowser, because we kind of have that need with this combine. It drinks like nothing else, and I don't want to leave it to. I don't really want to leave it to run out of fuel completely. So I'm going to have to take it down. I think we're going to have to empty here, and go and. I think I'll drop the header off and take it down for a refuel quickly, because otherwise, yeah, we are going to be in trouble. So let's turn off the thresher. Like so, and we'll put the auger out, and then I'm just gonna drop the header off, ready to cut the next one and take this down to the yard, because yeah, we are drinking fuel something chronic. It's partly these hills, and that is part of the thing. A lot of the time you're doing turning around and stuff on these hills, but I don't want to run out of fuel on this. There we go. Let's empty that out. And while we're doing that, we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. There we are. Yeah, look at that. The fuel consumption just goes mad when we're going uphill. I want to kind of coast down into the yard just to make sure that we're good. It is one advantage of having a little combine like this, is that we are in a position where we can easily maneuver it around our yard and get it back and forth. So, and if I need to get it for fuel like this, but it is one of those things where a little combine as well on hills like this tends to drink fuel. Right, and round. And to our fueling station. There we go. Turn it off. And we'll give it a good drink. Yeah. So W330 John Deere, this is a great little combine. This really works well, and does what we need it to do fairly nicely. Right, there we go. We've filled it with fuel. Let's start her up again. Get her back up to the field. Now this is where manoeuvring this just gets very interesting. I'm gonna have to take it out the other way. I dare not try and reverse it around there. So you see, we ran out of space here. This area here is way too difficult for us to maneuver, really. Is the problem with storing bales there, which is why we put this Euro tunnel in. And it just turned out to be quite a good bit. But this field here, this field of sunflowers. Yeah, it's quite a big dogleg that we have going around the bottom there. Quite an awkward field to work, and I think just squaring it off a little bit, adding a little bit of extra farmyard down there, maybe evening that up by grabbing ourselves another field somewhere, would all be good. I think I hear our neighbour going past, but we're all good. So yeah, we'll just head up to the top with this, grab our header back on, connect that back up, and get on with the remainder of the canola, which should be good. I think we're probably going to head over and get the field of wheat done next time. We kind of need to get that done and baled. As always, I'm a little bit conscious of rain. Let's see if we can connect this up. Okay, why is that playing up? Let's try that again. There we go. And we want to connect up the PTO and everything. And start her up again. There we go. All working well. But uphill is a little bit of struggle with that running. We're hitting 700-800 litres an hour on these hills. And it's just, yeah, that is just a massive use of fuel. And it's partly the thing about the Fiat is the Fiat was more, because it auto leveled, was more able to handle these hills. This little John Deere has quite a quite a fuel consumption on fields where we're on the hills, and everything here in Shamrock Valley is on a hill. And that's the trouble. That is why we are drinking fuel in this combine like it's going out of fashion. In fact, yeah, we're hitting 900 litres per hour at some points, and it will just drink fuel doing these fields, which is not totally unexpected. You know, there's a reason why a lot of farms around here are dairy farms and not arable farms. It's because it's easier to mow and do silage on some of these fields than it is to do arable crops. But we need to do the arable crops. We are a pig farm in a sea of dairy farms, and as a result, we have the need for this. Otherwise, it costs us a fortune to just keep buying in pig food. But yeah, my plan in Shamrock Valley in general is that the farm at the top is a dairy farm. As I said, most farms around here are. So we're looking to buy up any arable land we can get our hands on, and then just sort of work that rather than working the dairy stuff. I think that's a more profitable thing for us around here. And there are still plenty of fields in the area available for purchase. And there's a few grass fields, especially the bottom of the valley. You can see the other side of the valley. There's a few grass fields and things that, because they're flatter and because they're in the floodplain, are actually really fertile and would make really great arable fields. So that's certainly where I'm looking at the moment. The dairy farm at the top has most of the fields up that way purchased. There are a couple of arables up there, but they're a little bit far from our farm, and so I don't want to have to transit stuff too far. I've been concentrating on trying to get fields that surround us rather than fields where we have to where I have to move a lot of crop and stuff about, or a lot of vehicles about. Being just me running the farm at the moment, it's quite difficult to get a combine and a tractor up to a field if it's the far side of the map. You know, you end up having to walk quite a distance to do things like that, or having to rely on lifts from people. So yeah, I'm trying to keep stuff within at least walking distance of the farm, so that I'm not having to do too much in the way of walking backwards and forwards and things like that. Because you get a combine up to a field and you don't want to be driving the combine back and forth all the time. Hence why we left the combine at this field last time, ready to go, because it just made the situation easier for me in the long run. Alright, not much left to do on here. Struggling. Wow, we're topping out at 1,000 litres per hour, and you can see we're already at already used a quarter of a tank doing the top end of this field. I think I'm going to go and speak to the place about a fuel bowser. That way, especially if we're getting more fields and getting a little bit further afield, the next time we're doing that wheat field, and that wheat field is a bit of a trek from the farm. It is gonna be a field that I don't really want to drive the combine back to refuel it midway through. So if we can get a spare tank's worth of fuel, then we should be good. So I'll see if we can get something that holds roughly about a tank of this combine for us to do with. But that's pretty good. Best place for us to put this combine ready to load its header up for transport is going to be the top of the field. It's the closest route to the next field, so that is going to be our best bet. Right. First though, I'm going to empty this into our trailer. And again, this is going to be all about taking the shortest route to do the next thing, to do the next field. And yeah, if I bring our map up, you can see that field 18 is where we're going next. And yeah, that's the quickest route to that is from the top of the field here. So we'll do that, and we'll just park this up here. Right, down, and turn it off. There we go. So that's all good. Oh, I'm gonna just set this to fold in as well. Yeah, there we are. Good. Right, that's all locked up and left there. Our header trailer is actually down the bottom end of the field here. So we'll come back with the tractor later and grab that and do that. But that is going to be it for today, I think. Good to get this field up. Has worked well. We've got 12,000 litres of canola off here. Definitely suggests we need more farm. Yeah, this tractor only just using 100 litres per hour of fuel. The fuel consumption on our combine is huge. Probably our most costly bit of that combine. But yeah, there we go. That has got that field done. We will get onto... Let's just reverse up so they can come past. We will get onto our field of wheat next time. I think we're going to be doing that, and we're then going to have to bale that up as well and do all that good stuff. So yeah, there's that to do too. We'll avoid hitting or going over any of our sunflowers here. Just reverse this up and into our... Come on, in you go, in you go. There we go. And I'm happy with that, so we're going to tip that, and yeah, I'm going to leave this vlog here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.